Hi, everybody. Welcome back. And we have Sandra. We're going to start talking with Sandra today.
Let's start talking.
Sex, drugs, and skincare with me and also with Sandro.
Yeah, I'm here.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm just as good as on the way here when we rode in the car.
Yeah, I haven't seen you before we started talking.
Since the bathroom.
Since the bathroom
break.
Yeah, the bathroom break we had.
How
yeah,
you feel
I'm
good?
good. I feel good. We just came back from the desert this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We went out there and hung out and did a show out there.
At the casino.
The Agua Caliente.
Yeah, the hot water casino.
The hot water casino, yeah.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun. You did great.
Thank you. So
was
did
fun.
you.
Thank
You did
you.
all right. Whatever.
Yeah, I barely showed up. But it was fun.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
That was like first time I got to do like a half hour at like a casino. I've never done anything at a casino, so this was really fun.
It was cool too. Yeah, and it's nice because like it wasn't like a typical casino crowd because it's like a smaller casino. Like if you go to a casino in Vegas, the people are just in there because they have to have their allotted time of like not gambling so they can recoup, and they're kind of just like leave me alone. They don't respond as much. But this was nice. They were a very lively crowd. So
my favorite comment of the night was, "I'm a Christian, but I did like some of your jokes."
That was hilarious. Yeah,
like,
and
okay.
Well, that was after. That was the couple that we were near the slots when she said that. So it was on the way out too. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, they were super cool.
Yeah, they were nice. Yeah.
All the good Christians play slots.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the acceptable gambling they can do. Their God won't judge them for
Seven's a lucky number in the Bible.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
7 is
three
a lucky
sevens,
yeah.
seven apostles, 21 blackjack. I don't know. I can't think of it. I haven't read the Bible. But
I was going to say, I thought there were 12 disciples.
Yeah, I think it was.
I was like, I hate to tell you this, but I think your numbers are wrong.
There were 7 apostles. That's what it was.
Exactly.
It was disciples and apostles.
Yes.
I screw up the words, but yeah.
By the way, Greg is in the green room right now. We're going to switch him in a second, but you're allowed to talk and do whatever you want.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what my role was.
You just do whatever.
Hey,
Okay.
I love his slippers, by the way.
Dude, Greg showed up.
He knows what he's doing.
I asked him to do pajamas, and I was expecting really not much because some people take it seriously, and it's not serious, but some people are like, okay, and you brought it today.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
I can't wait for you guys to see his whole jammy outfit. This is really. It's so. Is this what you chill in later?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, these are my comfy pants.
God, I love it.
Fleece.
I forgot to make Sandra.
I forgot. I had them ready to go, and then I took a shower and I got into jean mode.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but I'm comfortable if that makes any difference.
Yeah. Right.
I guess.
So did you notice when we were in the desert, your skin felt a little dry? By the way.
Yeah, dry and I also had like a dark circles kind of a thing. I don't know if it's because of the dryness or maybe like
I don't know. I
sleep.
feel like I think it could be sleep.
I think I kind of have that.
You have a tendency to get a little bit of a dark circle.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of reasons for that. We're actually going to talk about dark circles today and what you can do for them, and maybe what you can't, and where they come from. And so that'll be interesting. Maybe I'll make you do the little. We're going to make a little homemade mask, DIY mask.
A DIY mask?
Yeah, I bought a mortar and pestle today just for the occasion.
That looks pretty. Yeah, that looks very official.
I know. I have no idea how this is going to go because I've never done this before.
But you know what they say: start a fire and see what happens.
I've never heard anybody say that before.
Is that a thing?
I think maybe like Fire Academy they do to teach people. But yeah, I think they say that they should.
All right.
Yeah, just not in public.
Don't start a fire in public, or they don't say it in public.
Either one.
Okay.
I think steer clear of either one.
I think it's don't say it to children.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Don't talk to kids ever.
All right, cool. So shall we bring out our guest?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'll go to the green and we'll swap.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Should I guess I'll just give you a quick intro. This next guest that we have on, I am so excited he's here. I have known him since I started doing comedy at the very beginning, and we can tell you about our first impressions at that moment. That was interesting. And we're still friends today, and he's helped me a lot, and he's helped so many people, and he's the fucking funniest person. He's got too many credits to list. He's a good dude. He's such a good dude.
Oh, and we did a commercial once in a San Diego house in the middle of the day. And it was pretty interesting.
You guys both?
We were both,
my God, that's right.
yeah, for like a power bar thing. Yeah, it was,
Oh my
interesting food.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you all about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. It's worth it. Yeah, he's
All
a good
right.
dude.
All right. So I'd like to welcome Greg Wilson.
Wow.
Wow. What
Such
a
a pleasure to be here.
great reveal.
Thank you. It's a disappointment for everyone except my wife.
No, this is amazing.
Yeah, I'm kidding. It's a disappointment for her too. But once she's grown accustomed to it though. So.
To disappointment.
Oh, for God, yes. She's learned not to expect much from me. So.
How is she doing?
She's wonderful.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Aw. Well, thank you for coming to our podcast
Thank
and
you for
being such a great
inviting me.
sport.
Yes.
Show everybody your slippers if you
I got
can.
wearing some nice little
Mhm.
slippers, my comfy pants.
Oh, I
These are my
love
comfy
these. Oh, they're
pants.
very
I
soft.
actually bought them in,
Fleece.
I believe it was Vermont, I want to say.
Really?
Yeah, when I was, we were visiting friends up there and it was very cold and I was like, I need some comfy pants.
Oh God.
So, and then I believe this.
Mic
is,
closer to you. Okay, wait. Let me push this to you a little bit.
Okay.
Is that better? Down.
Down.
There we go. Now we got. There we go.
How's that? Yeah. Okay.
There we
cool.
go.
Yeah.
You got to see the face. If not, what's the
Oh
point?
right. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's another thing. Is
There you
I
go.
that had that happen to me before,
Beautiful.
where the whole thing was in front of my face. Can you see my face, Mark? I don't care if this is recording it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
I'm getting this.
Yes.
All right. Cool. All
You
right.
can fix it in post.
We can.
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
just put a picture
The
of my
old
face.
fix it in post. So I have to tell you, so we get hired to do this thing called night food, I believe.
That's right. It was
called.
night food.
And
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was essentially, it was essentially supposed to be like the food you could eat late at night that was guilt-free. Like it was supposed to have like no carbs or something
Yeah.
like that. And it was like these bars that like, like Kind bars kind of a thing, only without calories or carbs or something, some kind of dieter's choice. So they hire us to do this thing. And I don't remember how they got in touch with me or I got in touch with them. I don't remember submitting for it. But we got hired, right? He got hired for one and they were shooting a series of these all in one day in this house. So we go down to shoot these things. And so they bring me on and it's like, and I'm supposed to, I don't know. I didn't get to watch. I don't know if I got to watch you shooting yours, but when I was shooting mine, they had them in the freezer. And they bring them out, they're like, well, because we didn't want them to melt or get too soft or whatever. I'm like, okay, great. So they bring it out and they're like, I'm like, night food. Finally, a real alternative for a late night snack that's not going to, do the calorie count.
Oh my
And it was like biting metal. It was rock solid. And it literally, I thought it chipped my tooth.
That would've been
Jesus
so
And I was
Christ.
all like, night food. And so there's a whole take of me just
Do you have
losing-
it?
No, I don't know.
Dang, I
but
would
I
love
mean,
to put that
I
in.
was like, can we defrost these for a minute? Like,
Yeah, they-
Oh
I
my
couldn't bite
God.
into it. It was rock solid. And so then we had to defrost them and wait for them to defrost for
Cut
me
to
to.
Greg with just like a half a tooth in
Oh
the
God,
front.
it was
These
so
are
bad.
delicious.
I'll never forget it. Finally, a real alternative. I mean, we died laughing, but of course, the people developing the product weren't particularly happy
They
with
were
that
happy.
result. But
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was an interesting shoot from the top to bottom. It was like so when I did mine, it was because I remember when I finished mine, you got there to do yours. So I think
Yeah.
it was like a half-hour overlap, but you were out back getting ready. And they didn't have so the one they gave me wasn't frozen. It was like regular, and I just ate it at the thing. So I can't imagine yours was, I think, right after mine. So in that time, they just panicked and thought they would like the house
or
was
maybe they used up all the room temp ones and were like, oh, grab the ones out of the freezer. And they had it. I'll never forget it. Like, so, I mean, it hurt so
Oh my
bad. I was so mad about that. They're like, oh, I guess we can find the room temp one. Like, it was pretty stupid.
Well, that's
And-
why it's okay to eat it because you can't actually eat it. So you just break your tooth
Exactly.
Yeah,
and then you go to,
And then go to sleep
you
in
go to
pain.
sleep, yeah.
Yes. So and they were like, yeah, do you mind if we use these for broadcast? I'm like, yes, I do. I did not sign up for that. I said
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can use
yeah.
it for the internet. That's it.
Yeah.
So
Oh, there's the spots
yeah,
in
it was
general.
supposed to be like an
Yeah.
internet
Oh,
spot.
okay,
so
yeah.
it was just a little paycheck. I didn't care. I needed,
Yeah.
So
I really kind of want to see that one. Though.
I want to see the outtake.
Yes.
Somewhere somebody has the footage of me losing my mind.
Oh my
As I,
That's
it was so bad. It was so, and I have strong teeth. I don't have particularly sensitive teeth.
well, that's good.
So I mean, thank God it would have chipped if it had been anybody else. But I mean, I
Oh my
couldn't
God.
believe it. But that was our commercial shoot day together. Was
Yeah.
hilarious.
it was
shooting
pretty-
that weird.
It's a nice
thing.
house in San Diego. Beautiful day.
Yeah.
This is your water, by the way. I
Oh,
brought
thank
you
you.
water if you
Good,
care to
good.
have some water.
Good. Gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah, you do. You got to
It's
stay
gotta
hydrated.
be good for the skin,
Yeah,
right?
it is good for the skin. Your skin looks good though. Have you been taking better care of, not better, but good care of yourself?
You know what it is? I've been jogging,
Oh, okay.
and I think the circulation's been
I was
better
just
because
gonna
of it.
say, I can
Yeah.
tell your face looks like nice and pink and good,
Yeah.
and yeah, I
It's
like
better
it.
than normal. I noticed it as well. I was like, wow, the jogging's really helping.
Like, how often do you jog?
3 to 5 times a week.
That's a lot.
So
That's
Okay.
3 to 5 times a week more than I jog for sure.
that's right.
That's
yeah,
definitely
I have to. So
no. That's great.
Yeah.
It's good for getting the sweat out too. Is like good, get pushing things
Mhm.
out of
To
your body.
detox.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I love
Oh,
everything. I used to jog in high school. I was a big jogger, and then of course after that I discovered alcohol and drugs, and then so then there was a 30-year break. Then I had a heart attack, and then I started jogging.
That's
again.
right. You had a heart attack.
That's right. Last year, yeah.
And that was like
it was
almost
just
a year ago,
yeah,
right?
a little over one. Last Friday was the 1-year anniversary.
Wow. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
How was that? I mean, obviously it sucked, but like all of a sudden you were sitting somewhere and then you just felt something.
Can I tell you? It's so funny the way everyone wants to know how it started, like where it happened.
Yeah.
And luckily for me, it happened because I was taking a jujitsu class, which sounds so much cooler than I was in the drive-thru at Taco Bell.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
in the
yeah.
toilet. I was fucking my mistress. Like,
Yeah.
because honestly, a lot of guys my age, they have heart attacks because they're screwing a much younger woman and they're fucking out of their league, out of their exercise range.
Yeah.
And then they fucking, and she's like, 911, this guy's fucking dying. And then that's
Yeah.
how they get caught fucking cheating.
Oh
Oh
wow.
my god.
Yeah.
And then if you take what's the blue pill?
Oh, the Viagra.
The Viagra,
Doesn't that
yeah.
fuck
The
you up too?
Viagra.
Like that does something with your circulation also.
It does. I believe it lowers your blood pressure.
Oh,
though.
okay.
But I believe it can
Oh, okay.
lower it dangerously so.
Yeah, that's what I
Like,
thought.
like if you mix it with cocaine because your heart rate goes up, but your blood pressure goes down,
Only
it
you
can be
would know
very
that.
dangerous.
Yeah.
It can be very dangerous.
Oh
to
my
be
god,
interesting.
yeah, that's like speedballs.
I know. I wish someone had told me before I did it a bunch of times.
Viagra and cocaine.
Actually, I only did it once, but so.
So you had it, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, something's wrong. I need to go.
Yes. I started, and it wasn't like they describe it. Everyone's like, your arm starts tingling, and then it feels like someone's sitting on your chest. No, I just started vibrating. I was just like, I thought I just gassed myself out from all the clinching. I mean, it was only my 3rd jujitsu class.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of unnatural. Muscle movement for me. And I just thought I gassed myself out. I just thought I had too much energy. But then I realized there was, and the thing is I had kind of feared having a heart attack for a while now because look, I know what I've done. And so I had stashed baby aspirin everywhere, because every time I'd be like,
Just in case, yeah.
So this was happening to me, and I'm like, maybe now might be a good time for some baby aspirin. So I took a little bit,
Oh, good.
and I believe that that's probably what saved my life.
Oh my god.
Because that calmed me down enough to get home. But then when I was driving home, I couldn't even muster enough strength to press the gas pedal down to get above 20 miles an hour. And then by the time I got home, I was like, I think there's something really wrong. I'm so... Like, this is unnaturally tired.
Yeah.
And I'm just still, and then we get in the elevator, and my building has the oldest, slowest elevator on the planet. And imagine you're in the middle of a heart attack and this thing
Trying to get
and all I'm thinking is, Greg, don't pass out in the elevator. No one's ever going to find you because no one uses it because it's so fucking slow. So I'm in this elevator and finally it gets out and we got, I burst into my apartment and my wife's cooking dinner and she's like, how was jujitsu? And I'm like, I think something's wrong. I think there's a problem. And so anyways,
So you're out of breath, like kind of at that
yeah,
point,
yeah,
like
yeah.
just
At that point, then it started to tighten
Because
up on
then
me. and-
you start
yeah.
pump, your lungs are trying to get more oxygen.
yeah,
because your heart's not
It was an
working, right?
oxygen problem. Yeah, I found out when I found out I was 100% blocked.
oh wow.
Right, because
Oh.
I had the Widowmaker, and
What's that?
it's the valve that goes from the lungs to the heart. And it was 100% blocked. And I'm like, then
wow.
how was I alive?
Wow.
Like, how do you get to 100%? And it turns out you're because your body adapts so well to every situation, as you begin to lose it, it develops like these little extra ventricles off the sides
Oh,
onto the
whoa.
heart to feed it oxygen.
Oh wow.
But they're much smaller than the main artery. And if there's not enough, it's just not happening.
Oh wow.
So it just, and I had exerted myself in such a way that I needed so much oxygen. The heart had started to,
Did they replace a valve?
they open it.
They just
put
open- that's it? Oh,
that's
They
great.
just it took. I call the ambulance picked me up at 8. I had a stent in my heart by 8:40. It helps to live very close to Cedar Sinai, the
Oh
number
my
one
God.
heart place
Yeah.
in the Western United States.
Is that where you live?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
Thank
so
God.
very luckily, I was very close to and I mean, not every hospital in the world, in fact, very few have a stent team just there, you know,
Oh,
but I
wow.
mean, they flew in and, you know, Dr. Nakamura, a wonderful doctor, comes in and he's like, you know, yeah, we're going to put a stent in your heart and we're going to have to go through your arm. And if we can't, we're going to have to go through your crotch. So
Mhm.
this lovely nurse is going to shave you. And I'm just like, whatever you got to do, you got to do it now, you know. So,
Well, I'm glad you're okay, Jesus.
yeah. So,
Yeah, I remember reading it on Facebook. I had no other way to find out, and I'm almost never on Facebook. And then I was like, "What the fuck is happening right now?"
I you know, and it was weird too because it happened on Saturday. No, it happened. Or maybe it was. No, I'm sorry. It happened on Thursday, right? And then I get released from the hospital on Saturday, and I was gonna like put out, and I just didn't really want to like. I didn't want to tell anyone or deal with it, you know, because I knew then my phone would start blowing up and people trying, you know, and I didn't want to. So then on Sunday I was gonna post a thing about it. And that was the night that Will Smith slapped the shit out of
Oh,
Chris Rock at the Oscars, and I was like, "Well, I can't compete with that. I'm not gonna post this now. Now I gotta wait." You know, and I literally waited till the following Thursday.
That's hilarious.
Because I was like, because that was so much chatter. I was like, I gotta let that have its moment. I'm not gonna bother with that. And then on Thursday night, I was supposed to be on this show with Pete Holmes. And I was like, well, I'll make it a combo announcement. Hey, I almost died, but also catch me tonight on CBS. So it was kind of weird. People didn't know what to make of it. They were like, wait a minute, does he play a heart attack victim on the show?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, they're kind of two different things, but I don't have the energy to do two different posts. So just it's all one post, but it's two different events. And I almost died, but I'm fine.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But I'm fine. You know, it's great. It's, you know, I made the changes that
Good.
I knew that I needed to make and couldn't make. You know, the food, the exercise, everything. I just couldn't do it. I knew I needed to.
Your
Yeah.
body will tell you,
know,
though.
I knew, like I said, I was taking, you know, I had the big, because I knew I was like, I got to turn this around. I just couldn't do it. I loved eating like shit so much.
It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
best.
Yeah, it's the best. And I'd done it my entire adult life. Like the second I got out of the house, I'm like, I'm eating whatever the fuck I want. Like, so I couldn't turn it around. I couldn't stop doing it.
Yeah, I don't
And
think
then-
about salads before bed. I'm not like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
no.
a nice salad before I go
Oh,
to
yeah.
sleep. It's like I want fried everything.
Oh, and if I had a salad, it wasn't a healthy salad.
yeah.
There
Ta-
was
like Taco
so
Bell
much
salad.
cheese
Yeah,
in it.
yeah.
Like
Cheese
it was
and
like,
ranch.
yeah, the only thing missing was bread, you know?
Yeah.
And that would be on the side.
Yeah,
So I mean,
yeah.
but it was like these steak and chicken. You know, like my favorite was the buffalo wing salad where it's like
Oh, my
buffalo fried
God.
chicken tenders with the sauce and
Oh,
everything.
my
Like
God.
all the worst. Like if it was healthy, it was not like my idea of eating healthy was like heavily, you know, mayonnaised up tuna fish
Mhm.
with tons of cheese melted on top. You know, it was a tuna melt.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, with all, like it was horrible. It was horrible. It was an artery clogger.
Yeah.
Like I made every bad decision you could make, and I knew that. I always, and then the pandemic. That's what really I think did it to me. Really, what closed it up because I mean. You know, I just was like, I was like, look, if the world's going to end, I'm not going out on a salad. So, I mean, I was having wings for lunch and
Yeah.
burgers
Oh
for
my
dinner
God.
and pizza for breakfast and ice cream and everything. I mean, I went bananas during the
Yeah.
pandemic.
If you had a banana, you might have.
That was the only- yeah, exactly. If you dip it in chocolate, I might have a little bit of it. But I mean, I didn't. Yeah, so I just ate so bad for a year and a half, and then I'm trying to work it off, and I'm like, okay, I got to ratchet. I wasn't. You're not losing a lot of weight walking, so
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, I'll take a jujitsu class. That'll help me lose weight. And I mean, it was great exercise. Not like, but I mean, I couldn't.
But you had
go-
already blocked it, so
Right.
then you're trying to push the blood through the places where there's a hamburger in there,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
nothing's gonna
completely
come
blocked
through.
with hamburger meat.
Oh my god.
I love cheeseburgers so much. It was always my
So
favorite.
good.
Oh my god. So yeah, so I ate and it wasn't even like I would even make it myself. Like we had what they were calling the room service pandemic, where we were just having food delivered over and
Yeah.
over
Oh,
and
yeah.
over again. Like my wife tried, like she's a vegetarian. She eats very well. She eats very clean, and but she also doesn't force anything on me. And so she'd be like, "You sure you don't want some of the salad?" I'm like, "Fuck your salad. The world's going to hell. I'm having a wings pizza."
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. Like I seriously, DoorDash, their stock must have fallen. after my heart attack because I stopped ordering it 3 times a day.
Oh my God.
So it was bad. But now, so I finally made all those changes, know.
Good. Thank God.
And it feels so different too. It's weird. You realize that you don't even know what food tastes like. Like it's all just various variations of salt. Like that's all I was eating was just salt in various forms.
Salt and fats.
Salt and fats. That's it. And which, don't get me wrong,
it's good.
Delicious.
Oh yeah.
But you realize that you aren't really tasting the food that you're eating, like I don't, you got to relearn what you actually like.
You have to be present while you're eating.
Yeah. Like you have to relearn what broccoli tastes like. Oh, this is what it tastes like without a shit ton of cheese and salt on it. Like, oh my God,
Well, do you recognize any of these foods that are in front of you?
I do. I recognize the lemon.
Uh-huh.
That's about it.
What's the green stuff?
No, I believe one of them is parsley.
That's a parsley, yes.
And is some of that, what is that, like mint or thyme or what is
No,
this?
that's all just parsley.
Oh,
And
it's all
then,
parsley.
yeah, and then there's some raw organic honey. Because when I thought about, I'm going to bring Greg Wilson on, and you didn't know, I was going to say, what kind of skin do you have? Ask Summer. But I didn't want to treat you like you were stupid. So instead I asked you, what kind of skin do you have? You said, I have absolutely no idea. And so I tried to go from memory, like what
I actually
could
said,
think
I have
about.
no idea. I don't know, male?
Yeah, that's what he
I have
said,
a
male.
man's skin?
He's not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You do have male skin. So I mean,
Yeah.
Well, then I thought dark circles was my next go-to because we all suffer. But and from a long time ago, you probably would have had more dark circles than you do now.
Well, and that's very true. And the thing about it is, I'm glad when you said that, I'm like, oh, thank God, the under eye thing, because I actually bought one of those under eye sticks. And it didn't do shit.
What is the under eye stick? What's in it?
It's supposed to reduce like caffeine and like a couple other things. They seem to all have the same 3 basic ingredients.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I got this one. They're like, oh my God, they reduced the puffiness. So I ordered it and it didn't do shit. It was called Disco. Never order it. Fuck you, Disco.
Yeah, no Disco. Sorry, Disco.
Yeah, sorry, but your
Disco's
product-
dead.
Yeah,
Disco's
Disco is
dead.
dead. Disco is dead. It's dead to me anyway. Your product blows. Watch it be a sponsor.
I know, right?
Brought to you by Disco.
Brought to you by Disco, yeah.
They own the building.
All right, so I just wanted to go over really quick, like some of the normal reasons why we get dark circles are, heredity. I don't know. Some people just does your family have? You seem to. Sandro has dark circles a lot. I've noticed that they're sort of in there.
Yeah, I had I think I attributed it from like when I was a kid. Especially as a kid, I had sugar, constant sugar.
Sure.
Yes.
And I love sugar so much.
Me too. I used to steal sugar, and then I would get dark circles under my eyes.
You used to eat sugar from the bag.
From the bag.
Yeah, because you weren't allowed to have it. Because you weren't allowed to have it.
Mom and
Right?
Dad,
You
go
like all
ahead,
those,
go out.
fat kids and skincare.
Yeah. We all are
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
we have fat kid mentality
Oh,
in
yeah.
this room.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
Oh yeah, I can feel that.
And I
vibe
think
in here.
my dad had dark circles, but he also didn't sleep as much.
Okay, yeah.
He was he was a plumber for a long time, and then even when he retired,
plumbers don't sleep.
I guess he would get up early,
Oh,
always
yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
manual labor kind of a thing. And I don't
Yeah.
think he ever fully recouped from
Mhm.
doing that. Plus he kind of had this nervousness to him, and he didn't sleep as well. So he'd get darker circles or puffiness under his eyes.
Yeah.
Especially when he was older, it was a lot of puffy.
And then the puffiness exaggerates the dark circles that are underneath,
Yeah.
right? So if we can, and I can even show you some tricks to help you with getting the lymph out of your under eyes as well. We'll do that real quick before we put on the mask. And I'm going to have to make this again. I've never made this mask before. But then let's just go over the other things. There's something called allergy shiners, which is basically it looks like a black eye. Not a black guy. It looks like a black eye.
Oh yeah.
And
Words are weird.
it's caused by just being allergic to something.
Yeah.
And so the
Mhm.
blood pools in there and then it swells on the outside. And then I remember I just thought of this. I was in junior college before I transferred to UCLA. And I have to say that, otherwise people are going to think I only went to junior college. But
I was wondering where the rest of that sentence was going.
yeah.
That's true. If you tell people you went to junior college and you don't tell them where else you went, they just assume.
They assume you did 2 years and quit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
which is what I did.
barely finished
Which is
high
what I-
school, so
yeah.
I got a minimum requirement diploma because I didn't go for the last 3 months of school. So they gave me that anyway. So, but I remember raising my hand stupidly. I was probably because I didn't go back to college until I was 24, and I saw the teacher, and I go, "Are you okay? Did something happen to your eye?" In front of everyone, and he goes, no. And I go, oh, because you have like this blackness under your eye. And he goes, no, that's just dark circles. Anyways, did anybody else have any questions? And I was like, oh my God, I feel so stupid right now. So, yeah, so that's what I think was
But you were
happening.
concerned. You wanted to,
I was
something.
concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were afraid he was being abused by his
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah. But you
Did you
didn't
walk into a door again?
exactly.
Yeah,
You were concerned, but but he stays up late night plotting, revenge tactics
Oh my
on the
God.
world, and you had no idea that he was a sinister guy.
That was so embarrassing. Okay, so then there's anemia when you lack iron.
Oh.
Okay, I have a tendency to be anemic.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of a chick thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
I never met a dude that's like, I'm a little anemic. It's not really a man thing.
Well, if you're
we
eating a lot of
may be, but
burgers-
we will never admit it or
Yeah.
know.
If you're eating a lot of red meat, you're probably not going to be anemic.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
yeah, which I don't anymore. but
Yeah, I don't either, actually.
I'm allowed one beef burger every 2 weeks.
That's
Okay,
not bad.
That's nice.
That's
Yeah.
not bad. That's
And-
something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Do you have
And
one
then-
that you like?
No, I have to make it myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So you
You
can
know,
kind
On
of
the
doctor it
rarest
up.
of occasion, I'll order from the counter, but generally there's too much salt when you order from the restaurant.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I have to pretty much make everything myself now. Or my
Wow.
wife makes it, or I make it one or the other.
And that makes you slow down and like actually think about what you're doing.
It really
too.
does.
Yeah, it's like rolling your own cigarettes.
It's like
Yeah.
rolling
You
your
have
own
to, you take
Yes.
your, you have to take your
yes,
time.
same
Very much like
health
that.
benefits as rolling your own cigarettes, cooking your own meals,
I
Getting
used to
back
do
to
that too.
Yes.
yeah, getting back to the basics.
shopping your own Coke.
Yeah.
You know, you definitely you want to cut your own Coke.
Yeah.
Uh,
You don't want
you
to
gotta
stuff like that.
outsource that. No.
Yeah,
What do you call that when you do heroin? You light it with the
yeah. You want to cook your own
Cook your
Yeah,
own
you
heroin.
cook,
heroin,
yeah, cook
yeah.
your cook.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't
yeah,
want
yeah.
somebody else to do that.
No.
Yeah, Grubhub doesn't do it right.
No, they don't. They never get it right.
No, and they charge you a fee.
Um,
The delivery fees are killing
Oh
me.
God, don't even get me started with heroin.
all right, lack of vitamin A. B2 is you can get a pallor or lack of radiance. Gut inflammation. There's always a connection with gut and everything. And now we hear like everything is gut, right? Everything's in your gut. Obviously, lack of sleep. Liver disease is a big one because your eyes in Chinese medicine, your eyes are your liver. So like that's why when your eyes turn yellow and you've got jaundice, it's because it's your liver. It's connected to your liver. So when you have dark circles, a lot of times it's also connected to your liver. So anything that's going on around your eyes is liver related, usually.
Interesting.
Why?
I just immediately went to Michael Jordan's eyes in the documentary
Yeah,
of
right.
The Last Dance because he had very like kind of
Did he not look so good?
not really, no, not close up. You know,
Yeah, he
Is
has
he
like
gonna be
cloudy
okay?
he had
eyes.
cloudy eyes, kind of like almost like a
Ew.
yellowness to him. So Mike, if you're out there,
I hope
you
he's
know,
okay,
hope
although
you're
I do
all right.
have one of his rookie cards. So.
I was gonna say, value can skyrocket any minute. So listen, you want to help me buy a house, Mike? You go ahead and just. I have a feeling like it's a lot of golf and scotch with him. I don't feel like he's doing much else.
absolutely,
Oh,
I
I
can
feel
see
like he
that.
ain't doing much else. Cigars, a lot of cigars, a
Oh,
lot of
yeah,
scotch, a lot
for
of golf.
sure.
That's it.
This doesn't sound like a bad life.
No, I think he's okay.
But when you're like 8 feet tall, I think you don't live as long, right?
I don't know. I mean,
I thought that was a thing.
yeah, I don't know if there's like the life expectancy.
Okay. I think it was
Yeah.
like because larger dogs.
I think it depends on what causes you to be so tall. If it's gigantism
Oh,
versus
right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true. Yeah.
genetically being a tall dude, I think they're two
Yeah.
different things.
Like the guy
so.
from Moonraker, like
yeah,
one of those
yeah,
guys.
exactly that guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Hereditary.
Andre the Giant.
Andre
He
the
had
Giant. That's
weird-
right.
yeah.
Oh, I
Or
loved
Happy
Andre.
Gilmore. I was gonna say Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
He was in Moonraker and Happy Gilmore.
Oh, the tall guy.
The tall guy. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
The
yeah.
guy
Not
that
Andre,
played
not
Jaws.
Andre the Giant. Yeah, Jaws. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the teeth, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the too much sugar, we mentioned that. Okay, so those are the general causes. So what I have brought for our little DIY situation is what, like we were mentioning earlier, I will get a shot of the stuff we have on the table. Actually, if we can stop for a sec, I would like to bring the table up so we can do it, if that's cool. And then we're gonna make a little mask. And we're going to put it on our faces
Mhm.
and we're going to use our fingers because I didn't bring us any kind of like a thing, like a brush or anything. But are you down to put some stuff on your
Sure,
face?
let's put some stuff on the face.
All right, I'm stoked. All right, cool. So let's bring this up.
Do you want?
Oh, there we go.
Do you want me to like get like a video of just overhand of you
yeah,
doing,
why
of
don't
you
you do
doing
that?
it?
And then I
if
can,
I'm, if
yeah,
I'm not
then I
gonna.
can put it in like the corner.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, as long as I'm not gonna be like in the way.
I don't think so. I think you should be fine.
Of you doing that. Yeah.
Okay, so what this requires is, let me see if I can get this mic to go. You need a handful of parsley, which we got, big old handful, a teaspoon of lemon juice,
Mhm.
and you need 2 teaspoons of raw honey. So here's our handful of parsley. So let's just I guess we'll just cut the end off of this. This is basically a handful, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Depends
that's
on
good.
whose hand.
Yeah, that's true. That's a pretty large handful.
That seems like a lot. Yeah. It seems like
right.
it should be plenty.
Okay. So then I'm putting them in the mortar and pestle.
I have to say, every time I've been at like Denny's, every dish comes with some parsley. I've always thought I would love to put that on my face.
Really?
No.
I should have known that you were making that up.
Of course, who
That
ever
was
thinks they put parsley on their
amazing.
face?
Oh my
This
God.
is crazy.
Oh, I forgot the little thing. That's fine. I'm just gonna squeeze it in there. I
Squeeze
brought
it. Yeah, it's an imperfect science.
totally. This whole thing is imperfect. That's probably a lot of lemon, but
I just want to make sure we have enough honey.
Oh yeah, I'll get a lot of honey in there. This
Yeah.
is such good honey too. Is this one from Mexico?
I'm a big fan of honey.
This one's from Brazil.
I replaced most sugar. What little sugar I can have, I've replaced it with honey.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
What about stevia? Are you into
I use
those?
a lot of I use stevia quite a bit. That's what I have with my coffee is stevia and a little bit of honey
Yeah,
because stevia has that kind of bitter aftertaste.
it does.
So I have just a little bit of honey to kind of offset that.
I've gotten used to it. Is this how you mortar and pestle things?
I think so. That
Okay.
looks right.
All right,
Yeah, you just grind it and kind of like just
like that.
like like mix it in.
Super profesh around here, by the
We are
way.
gonna, we're gonna look like one of those like plant people from a horror movie, Like,
Yeah, like a slee stack.
yeah.
You have to like like that.
You need like a ninja, I think, to like,
I know. I was gonna bring a food processor, but I thought it's gonna be too hard to like get it. Let's take this guy out of here. Do you want to help me with this since you're a
Yeah.
stronger person than I am?
Kind of,
Yeah.
not doing that's not gonna do it.
Oh, I should have brought a napkin.
You kind of.
Yeah, you got it all over your hands now, huh?
You have to do that.
Is there anything in here?
Oh yeah, bring me one of those towels if you don't mind. Okay, cool, groovy. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, get in there, Sandra.
This is exciting, isn't it? Kind of.
Yeah. I can't.
Let me
this
put
is,
my hair back.
I would never do the
Now
statute
you're not like
limitations on
allergic
that
to
stuff.
to any
I
of
would
these.
joints.
never admit to that.
I have very few
I used
like
to, in college,
allergic
date a
reactions
girl
to stuff.
whose
Like pretty bad.
family owned a pharmacy,
If I have
she went
allergies to
home
anything, it's just like
one
seasonal, like
Christmas and came
dander.
back, was like, I got
Okay.
pollen.
I forgot we were gonna put dander in there, but
Oh, good. No dander.
dander
Which I
short.
guess
Oh
is-
yeah, they used to have like little bags of it.
Yeah.
I'll put that in. Look at that! It's coming out into the thing. Here, let me. We're gonna have to.
Yeah, kind of have to just mix it like this.
Yeah, let's see.
You have to. I've done a little bit of compound pharmacy, but not very much.
He used to work in a pharmacy,
Oh, okay. There you
right?
go.
And tell him how he used to like you would take one and like palm another one of the
Good
pills.
for you. Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
sleight of hand.
No, I
Exactly.
would never do the statute of limitations on that stuff.
I would-
never admit to that.
I used to in college dated a girl whose family owned a pharmacy, and she went home one Christmas and came back and was like, I got us the pharmaceutical cocaine, and which I guess
Oh,
is
yeah, they used to have like little bags of it.
yeah, and so she stole some from her pop's pharmacy. So we did that one night. That was
There you go.
fun.
And put
That was
little
a
more
fun
honey in
night.
just to make it more mushy. Here, you do that.
Yeah.
Okay. We're almost done with it. I just don't want it to be pure lemon juice. I did kind of put a lot of lemon juice in
It'll be
there.
okay.
It'll be okay though. I want it to stick to our faces. So generally you would leave this on for 10 to 15 minutes. And if you want, we can sit here and chat until it just
Mhm.
gets to be too
Till it
much.
starts to burn.
Yeah, until
Sure.
it starts to burn.
Till my skin begins to peel,
Exactly.
and then I get it.
And then
Okay.
you get it, yeah.
I'm glad I got the parsley like you wanted because I almost got cilantro.
Oh God, I don't. You know what? It probably wouldn't have been a bad thing. Cilantro pulls toxins. Like you can. Is it chelate? Is that what they say?
Hmm?
Chelate. It helps to pull toxic metals out of your
Okay,
body.
there you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you're all set.
Okay. Cool. Oh, that looks fantastic. Let's see. So we got that. I'll put that in the thing here. So basically, we're gonna have to use our hands. All right. So are you
Okay.
down to do that? And
Sure.
here's a towel.
You go first.
Okay, I'll go first. Here, take that.
I'll let
Turn
you
it
take
off
the
if you
bullet
want.
on this
okay,
one.
all right. I can't see anything, so let me put this down here so it doesn't drip on the thing here. Okay, it's a little smushy.
There we go.
Oh my God, I don't know how this is gonna stay.
Somebody's-
Yeah,
I'm
make a
pretty
little
sure
thing.
This is a cum rag. That's,
No, that's actually a facial rag. Oh my God. Okay, ready? Is it sticking? Kinda.
you tell me.
I have
Does it need more honey?
I feel like it needs to be smushed a little more into a paste.
Yeah, let's smush it in a paste board.
Okay, yeah. Will you do it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You look great.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you look really good.
What? Something? I have something on
No,
my
it
face.
looks great. It look no, nothing. No, it looks very natural.
So I think you can probably just like, 'cause
You look
usually
like you're in a
more
Midsummer
curated.
Night's Dream playing Wood Nymph.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh my god.
There you go.
It's so awesome that you know Shakespeare. Okay, cool.
Yeah, probably. I think if we wanted to stick, it probably needs some more honey, right?
Should we put some
Do
more
you
honey
think
in?
it needs some more honey?
Yeah.
I think
Put,
it's gonna be just liquefied.
oh, okay,
There's
yeah.
a lot of.
Let's do this.
The
Let's
parsley probably has a lot of water content as well.
Let's
There
pour
you
this.
go. Take some of that out. There you go.
All right, so we're pouring out some of the liquid, so it's a little more just smush stuff. Let me get rid of this guy here.
This is a napkin I have.
Thank you. And there we go. Yeah, see, that's like green juice. We could drink that later, maybe.
Can I? Yeah, I'd like to eat all of that.
You have to put some of this on too.
Can I eat that off your face?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh my
I'll put it
God.
on.
Okay. All right, Greg, come and get some for yourself here.
Okay.
All right. So just grab a little. You can just put it wherever you want, but I wouldn't put it above your eyes because I don't want it dripping down
Good
your
idea
face.
because there is lemon in it.
Yes.
So we probably just want
See, I don't understand why I know, and I totally don't. Obviously, skincare is your thing. You get it. But I was thinking like a nice pesto, like a nice pesto on the face. I think that would be. I think that would work.
I don't know if this is what's supposed to happen.
Put it so it can go. Oh, that's good. That's perfect. Yes.
There you go.
I don't think it's going to
There
stay
you
for 50. I think we did.
Ooh, taste it, Greg. It's really actually kind of tasty. Taste your fingers.
It is actually tasty.
I know,
The honey's
right?
Really, you can really,
Yeah. Oh, this is amazing.
I think if I just stay angled up, we'll see what's.
I think
Yours is going everywhere.
yeah, mine's going everywhere. Here, I have some more down here I can put.
I
here.
think it needs more honey to make it stickier.
Okay, let's make more honey.
Yes.
Put it in there.
Put in a whole
You
big
look-
old scoop of honey.
You look kind of like emo, a little like, or just maybe like what's the artsy? I guess I don't know. I can't think of words that would.
Oh, like performance art kind of thing.
Yeah,
or?
something like that. Maybe I don't know.
Let's see.
There you go. Get that in there. There you
Yeah.
go.
Honey is very good for your skin, by the way, too. Honey oxygenates your skin. Honey has a natural peroxide in it. So you could put honey on your face every single day and leave it on for 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's really good for your skin. So,
And your tea.
and your tea. That's right. Put it in your tea
Should-
and on your face.
Yeah, you could put it on your eyes, and then you could cry, and
you
then
look like
still
you
over
look
your
like a
teeth.
sad clown.
I look like a sad clown.
Yeah,
I kind of
Oh.
feel like one. Yeah, I feel like it.
All right, try some of that. See if that works
Okay,
a little
let's
better.
So I
put a
think-
little-
It's got the juice in there, the parsley juice. So you don't have to
Yeah.
actually have to have
I
like
think that's see because that's what I think you want to say.
the juicy
like
stuff. Yeah, I think
More
you're
like
right.
The liquefied.
Yeah.
I think you might be right.
You know,
Okay, I'm gonna put
more
it.
than just the raw sewage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could probably also do this over like a taco,
Oh yeah,
lot-
that's a great
and then
idea.
whatever drops off your face.
See, I feel
Bonus.
like this is more of a compound that we can
Yeah.
like really get that in there.
It actually, and then the honey is slightly crystallized, so it's like a little bit of like an exfoliant.
I'm just gonna really get it in there.
Okay, good. And we take a picture of us too, like with our stuff on our faces, if you don't mind.
No, I won't.
As soon as you're done.
You guys look great.
That's good. Okay, lean in.
Perfect.
Okay, good. How does it feel?
I mean, it's moist.
Moist? Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is
No, but I think.
Oh, your microphone here. Hold on a second.
sorry.
It's okay. Yeah.
Moist, very moist, very moist.
Very
I feel
moist.
No, I think the lemon keeps like the honey from getting too sticky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like makes it more of a liquidy compound,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and then you just got to have some of this stuff in there.
So I think the next time maybe I'll put less stuff so it gets liquid,
Taste
Yeah.
it.
and then I tasted it before. Yeah,
it's really good.
it's really good. I like the
There you go.
combination of
Be
honey
careful
and
if you eat too much
lemon.
parsley, you'll get like diarrhea and stuff.
diarrhea
I
mask.
think so. Diarrhea.
If this podcast ends abruptly, we'll know it's because I have diarrhea mask.
Well, I like the fact that like to get rid of the dark circles under your eye, it might give you diarrhea. So
Yeah.
it's a trade-off. I'll take it.
It's detoxing.
I like to look healthier than I'll have diarrhea. It's
I
fine.
do have to get a colonoscopy this year, so.
Oh,
maybe
I
that-
had one.
Did you?
Yeah, I had my first one. Have
Tell
you
me
had one?
about it. No.
Oh, it was so exciting. First of all, I had Fielding on prior to that.
Okay.
And she said, "Don't worry." She goes, "You're going to be out." I said, "Great." And she goes, "And they give you propofol." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm going." So I go and they check me
The
in.
Michael Jackson drug.
Oh yeah.
That's the good stuff.
Oh, it's good. And like you know, you go in, they check you in, but it's like a whole thing where like people, it's almost like it's like a people machine in the hospital. And like you go in, they, put you in your gown and then they take you in the back, they hook you up to the thing. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, I feel really good. And then you kind of go to sleep. Meanwhile, while you're sleeping, they take you and they move you around. So they're wheeling people who are just out. They're just
Right.
out cold,
Right.
which is so weird for me to watch. I mean, think about if you were watching that, just like people just passed out, unconscious.
Yeah. They take you in the rape room.
They take you into the rape room.
Everyone takes a turn on you.
Yes.
Then,
And then you wake up, you don't even know what room you're in. And I felt nothing. Like my bottom felt totally normal.
that's good.
Yeah, like if you hadn't told me that I had been probed, I would never have known.
Right.
All I know is that when I woke up, I was just like feeling really, really good.
Nice. You
And-
do like drugs though, so.
I do love drugs.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's in the name.
Yeah.
Should I be saying that into a camera?
Do you love
I think
drugs?
it's too late.
I like drugs.
Hey,
Whatever.
I love
yeah, drugs are
coffee.
fun.
I love caffeine.
Yeah, but that's
Ugh.
not drugs.
That's a drug.
It is a drug,
It's a
but,
drug.
but it's a normalized one.
It's a
you know
normalized
what I
drug,
mean?
yeah.
Like, it's so weird to me the way some drugs became normalized and others didn't. Like
Yeah.
for some reason, we're totally fine with coffee, but we were like, marijuana is so bad for so long.
Yeah, yeah,
it was
yeah.
so evil. And I'm like, it's amazingly the same side of the coin, guys. Like a different side,
Yeah.
like it was just weird the way some things became like totally acceptable. Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
could just drink coffee all fucking
It's
day. And like,
Productivity
yeah.
gets you up and out. Marijuana gets you introspective and
Yeah, but alcohol totally fine.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and alcohol's way worse.
Alcohol's so much worse
But for
for
some
you.
reason, we were totally cool with that
Yeah.
one. That one's totally legal. And I'm like, if you weigh the consequences, alcohol's way more dangerous than
Oh,
marijuana.
yeah.
Totally.
Always.
But for some reason, one became normalized and one wasn't. One was demonized. It's bizarre. It's almost arbitrary how these choices were made.
It is.
Because it's not certainly based on any result. Because the results for alcohol are far worse than marijuana.
Way worse.
Far worse.
You
It's
worse
so
for
much
you
more.
overall.
Yeah, it's terrible for you. Like alcohol will make you look older than pretty much anything
Yeah.
that I can even think of because it turns to sugar, and that's what fucks your whole body up, and then
Yeah.
your skin, and you get like the
I wish I didn't
the
love it
gin
the way I
blossom.
do, yeah.
What do you like
Mhm.
to drink?
Right now, it's mostly vodka. It used to be a lot of Jack Daniels, but I had to get off that.
You got to get on the clear ones,
Yeah,
right
get on
now.
the clear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Everclear.
I got you.
I moved to vodka. People I understand that tequila is good, like it has the least sugar.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah, but I just don't like the tequila buzz. It's not
No.
a fun buzz for me.
No.
No, it like doesn't hit for a long time. Then it just wipes me the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's like a 0 to 60. Like nothing happens and then too much happens.
Yeah, that's
You
not
know, I like a nice buzzy ride. That's all I'm trying to do. And vodka's very good for that.
good. Okay.
Not the same way that bourbon is, but it's still very, very good.
You like a scotch?
Oh my God, yes.
Me
Macallan
too.
12 is my all-time favorite.
Oh my
great.
God. That's like what, like $30 for like a tiny little.
Is it? Well, it depends on where you get it.
Or
yeah,
no, I'm thinking
yeah.
Macallan 18. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it could be
Okay,
Macallan
thank you.
18 could be like $100 a
Sure,
shot,
like-
depending on where you get. If you're
So
at like a
good.
nice place.
I went to a place one time and I asked for Macallan 18 and they gave it to me, but they gave me so much of it that I actually asked for a to-go cup and they gave it to me.
Well, yeah, it's so expensive. You don't want to waste it.
Hell no.
And they're not putting it back in the bottle.
No, I don't want, but I'm driving around with Macallan 18 in a freaking to-go
to-go
cup,
cup.
in a styrofoam
I
cup.
think even a police officer, you explain it to him, you go like, I get it, so go right home.
Yeah,
Go
just
right
don't
home,
drink
white
it.
lady.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
So,
I've never once gotten out of a ticket because I'm a woman. Ever.
Really?
Never.
can I tell you? Okay, so one time I'm with this. I was dating one of the many women that was entirely too good looking to be going out with me. But thank you, comedy. But this is in Dallas, and she was just so gorgeous. And we were out, and we got hammered at some bar, and she was like, "I want to show you where I grew up," and I'm like, "Okay." And she's driving like a maniac, a drunken maniac, blowing through stop signs. And we're going to the richest part of town, Highland Park, because I guess she grew up in Highland Park. And I'm like, "Of course you did, hot girl." So we're going, and I'm like freaking out. because she's just blowing through stop signs like, no one's gonna meow. And I'm like, we're gonna fucking die. And then finally she blows her stop sign right past the cop. He pulls us over. I'm so freaked out because I know we're going to jail, or at least she is. I haven't done anything at this point, you know? And all I see, I didn't even want to look. I just stayed staring straight forward. I wanted nothing to do with the cop because I'm like, we're in big time trouble. So all I see is the outline of his arms and torso and stuff in the window. I'm just like, okay. And he's like, and she's like, what was the problem? And he's like, you blew right through that stop sign, you know, blah, blah. Have you been drinking? And she's like, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Right. And then he's like, well, you didn't even try to stop, so I'm going to assume you didn't see it. So I'm going to let you go with a warning, but you need to get home right now. And I was like, get the fuck out of it.
They didn't even ask for your ID or anything?
Nothing. Just let her go.
Oh, my God.
Just let us leave. And she was trashed.
Oh, my God.
I couldn't believe it.
I'm picturing the scene from 40-Year-Old Virgin when she's the Leslie Mann is in there. And she's like,
yeah.
She's driving and she's like, fucking French toast.
It's got some French toast. Hands off the wheel. You're not going to get my pants doing that.
You think I'm pretty?
Yeah. Do you have shellfish? That's what I thought.
Yeah, shellfish. That's right.
We can still have sex if you want.
Oh,
I'm
God.
good. I'm good. Thank you. Is that for Story's hands?
So
Awesome.
yeah, for everything. And we'll use it
thank
for our
you.
faces
Oh,
too.
my God.
All right. So I think it's done its job. We'll take it off. But I don't know. I think we're good. Do you have anything that that you're plugging or anything that you would like to tell us about?
Well, sure. I mean, obviously, you know, you're aware of my workshops. I mean, it's one of the things that I'm most proud of as a comedian.
They're
is that
amazing.
I started teaching stand-up because when I started stand-up, I took a workshop and I learned nothing. And it drove me crazy. And the one thing that I always know, and that's why stand-up education has always gotten a bad rap, deservedly so, because it was always taught by the worst comic at the club.
Right.
I was always like, what? It was always the one guy that like the club knew that guy's not going anywhere. So why don't you just teach a workshop and tell people, you know? And so it drove me crazy that all the worst comics taught. And so I was like, I'm going to be one of the working headliners that actually teaches. And so when I started doing it, like I got a lot of shit for it. Like everyone, this is 2008, you know, and everyone was like, oh, teaching a workshop. Okay, Greg. And I'm like, look, somebody has to, it's the only art form taught by people who weren't good at it. That drove me bananas. You know, you know, usually you learn something, an art form from somebody, they're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
they've
hopefully.
mastered the fundamentals, not stand up. It was taught by all these people who were just bad at it. And so they started teaching. It's so weird.
They just read a Judy Carter book and that was it.
Right. And so, which Judy Carter also is not a fan of. I didn't read the book. All I know is what people have told me from the book. And I disagreed with all of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, I have to, you know, I'm going to teach everything that I know from actual experience, from studying stand up, watching out. And of course, back then, you know, up until, you know, the YouTube generation, you had to literally go to comedy clubs every night and be there every night at different clubs and watching 100 comedians, you know, all the time and to really understand this stuff. And so that's when I started teaching. I just started kind of basing it all on that. And then at a certain point, like it kind of grew, and now I've taught many, several famous comedians and a lot of, on every platform, everybody you see that you really like. I promise you, many of them have taken my workshop. They all, and I get wonderful messages all the time about how I've changed people's lives. I just recently got one from a guy, and he was like, "I'm starting my first week at the Comedy Cellar next week, and none of that would have happened without you."
That's
Stuff
cool.
like that. And so I'm always very excited about things like that. And my masterclass, I finally have it streaming, Mastering Stand Up. It's streaming on teachable.com, comedyinstitute.teachable.com. And so the class that all these same people have taken, which normally you would have had to have been in LA or New York to take it, because I would only teach it live.
Right.
It wasn't I had sold DVDs of it for a minute, but that was a pain in the ass. And so now it's available streaming, so anybody can take it from anywhere. And so people have been taking it from all over the world. I'm very excited about that.
But it's like a writer's workshop. It's not just like you're sitting down, you're not just sitting there teaching and pointing to a chalkboard. It's like everybody's. Is this the same class?
That's the 5-week program.
Oh, okay.
That's where I really dig into what you guys are doing.
Okay.
This is all fundamentals.
Gotcha.
This is me pointing it all out and using
Okay.
a lot of demonstrative punchlines, demonstrative routines. It isn't all, there's none of it's theoretical.
Okay.
I prove every single bit of it.
yeah.
You know, there are proofs to everything. And not just for my own act. I use lines from other people's acts that I think really, if I find a line that I feel truly demonstrates the theorem exactly, like there's one from Margaret Cho that I love to use. There's certain things that demonstrate things better than I can demonstrate them, then I'll use those lines.
That's great.
You know, but when it comes to like the large, you know, the structures of building routines and bits and things like that, then I use my own material for that because, of course, I don't want to necessarily plagiarize everybody. So, but I use that to kind of demonstrate how these structures work. And, you know, these are all time tested. They've worked in the club. They crush every time. So these aren't things that are theoretical in any way. They're all very much proven facts and formulas. And it's stuff that nobody else is going to tell you, you know? And so I'm very proud of that thing. And then, of course, now, yeah, I do the 5-week workshop. It was supposed to just be mastering stand-up. That was the goal, was just give you one class. There, you got it all. Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
Because I really, like, I never meant to be anybody's mentor. I really just wanted to give you a great education. Now go and do.
Yeah.
You know, leave me alone. But I realized people were having a lot of trouble integrating all of that information into their lessons. I'd go see them later and I'd be like, I told you, you know, how to do this in that moment. And they weren't doing it. And they're like, oh, I forgot about it. Like, so that's when I started expanding it into the other classes to make it more practical, to get people to really integrate the skills into their work.
Okay.
You know, and like, I think I'm the only one that teaches a crowd work class, a handling hecklers class. There are other storytelling classes, but I also teach a storytelling class. And then, of course, the 5-week workshop, which is really just about building a whole new set, you know? So, I mean, I'm very proud of that stuff. And so my main website, thecomedyinstitute.com,
Okay.
thecomedyinstitute.com. And then the streaming class, the teachable class,
Okay.
you know, comedyinstitute.teachable.com. That's the streaming class. You can take it from anywhere in the world. And it's and I also make my classes cheaper than everybody else's too,
You do?
which I because I just want people to be able to take them, you know? I mean, that's the other thing. I know I'm violently aware of how broke young comedians are, you know? And so I want them just to be accessible to them. So you got to make it cheap, you know? So most of my stuff is very, very cheap.
And you get so much. You get so much time with you,
Yeah.
and you really go, at least with the, I know with everything, but in the workshops that we did,
Yeah.
which by the way, I texted you and I was like, I had to do a half hour, and I was like, what? Okay, I have all this material. I haven't had a chance to try it. Of course, I left my notebook at the fucking casino, and
Nice.
I haven't gotten it back. But anyways, I was able to go through all of that and extract stuff that I wanted to use, and that was so helpful, and
Yeah.
it was great. And that's what made me
And it's hard to develop new material, especially in LA. There's not a lot of great stage time here.
no.
And so having these workshops, it's just a great opportunity for people to really try out new material and work on it. And I try and make it a group think dynamic as well.
Mhm.
I mean, I always take the majority of the critical role, and I also have to mitigate the other comments as well, because sometimes I feel like some things are not good suggestions,
Yeah.
and I have to step in and go, no, I'm going to say don't do that.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately can bruise some egos sometimes, but I can't
Whatever.
let it
It's
just
your
go.
class. No, it's your
You know,
class.
I'm like, I want you to contribute, but this I have to say, don't do that.
Yeah.
Because this is fundamentally wrong. But for the most part, because it's about you learning the critical thinking that you can apply to your own stuff, helps if you do it to other people's first, and you kind of gets you in that mode of seeing it from a third person perspective. And it affects my writing as well. Like, I'm aware when I'm breaking my own fundamentals. I'm aware when I'm talking too much without a punchline. I'm aware of doing things that aren't necessarily great for the show. And so it makes me a better comedian to teach as well.
Oh yeah.
You
Teaching
know?
always makes you better at everything.
You would think that, but not always.
No? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Some people are dramatically have an ability to not improve. No matter
That's a
how
challenge.
long they've been doing it.
That's a challenge.
It's its own skill.
Yeah.
It's its own skill. I've seen it a few times. I'm like, wow, how are you not better at this by now?
Oh my God.
So there's one comedian in particular who we all know, but it's amazing. So much stage time. He's been doing it so long, never gets better.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I probably, yeah. Well, you can tell me later.
I'll tell you the name off air.
Okay.
Yeah.
We all know him.
I've got like a handful of people in my mind.
Right.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
you're gonna
yeah,
could be
yeah.
him, could be
Yeah,
him. But when
yeah.
I say it, you're gonna be like, oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. And,
Of course. Thank you for having me.
my
Thank you for
pleasure.
making
Yeah.
me put honey and lemon and parsley on my face.
It's so great. I'm just
So-
yeah, this is the best. Okay, cool. All right, so that's it for today. And
Sandro, hopefully we get to do another commercial soon.
Yeah.
Another commercial in a house in
I
the
know.
suburbs.
When you see these two guys, you're like, this director clearly has a type.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's clearly into curly haired round game, little Italian Jewish looking dudes. So
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was terrible food. That
I never saw it again. I don't know what happened to it, so I guess it didn't take off.
I don't.
so.
I did it right. I saw the commercial one time or twice on Instagram,
Right.
and then I've never heard about the food at all. But hopefully there's something else that comes along.
I feel like the FDA probably stepped in and were like, this is breaking people's teeth.
Yeah.
Food and Drug Administration.
Yeah.
I love the concept. The idea was
Yeah.
great. Execution,
Not so good.
not so great.
Yeah.
It happens.
But it worked out. We got to spend a nice day together. At least
Yeah.
like, see each other in that backyard.
It's always nice
for
running into people when you're out doing projects and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I walked in. I was doing a show on for one of the channels. And I walked into it, and a good friend of mine who's in my poker group was one of the cast members.
Oh,
and I'm
that's
like,
cool.
oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? I was like, I just joined the cast. So it's always nice when you see people on sets and stuff.
You
It's
can
always
instantly
fun.
just sort of settle in and relax.
Totally,
and,
exactly.
That's awesome.
Totally.
So I'm like, well, listen, if they like you, they're gonna love me.
Yeah.
I feel like you know everybody though, a little bit.
Well, it's a small town.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
you've been
small
doing
town.
this for a long time.
I've been doing it a while, so. Nice.
All right. Well, thank you again.
Thank you for having me,
My
Nikki.
pleasure. Your
Good to
skin
see you,
looks
Sandro.
Sandra's skin looks really good, by the way.
Yeah, when I went to the bathroom to get some water, I took it off, but it actually felt really nice. Like it feels kind of smooth right afterwards.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
It will.
the honey and the I guess the parsley,
Yeah.
like that whatever's in like the
And the lemon juice,
green
too.
Lemon juice. That's right. I forgot the lemon juice.
Well, we'll take it off. I'll get a little snapshot of you, and then we'll show all of our faces afterwards. I'll just do like a quick snapshot at the end of the video.
Mhm.
And that's about it.
All right.
So thanks for coming. So much stuff on my ass. I tricked you.
I feel like I just shook hands with the manager of a porno theater.
What's the green stuff?
It's the chlorophyll
Yeah.
form. Phil.
Chloroform, yes. All right. Well, check back with us next week. And thank you so much for coming, Greg. And thanks for Sandro for being
Yeah.
here with us.
Thank you. It was fun.
And we'll see you next time. Okay. Bye.